Hello and welcome to this video about the track editor in MXGP 2019. Now you're looking at the PlayStation 4 version of the game for this video, but you can check out my full review that covers both the base PS4 and the Xbox One X versions of the game. There'll be a link at the end of the video to that. But yes, the track editor is brand new for this game. However, while it's a reasonably full-featured editor, and you can certainly get the aerial layout that you want using the segments available, it does lack proper elevation options. So what that means is that, unlike the playground mode that you're looking at here, where you get walls of mud with the track running parallel to itself but at different levels, your creations are all going to be on one flat plane. Obviously that's not ideal because you want to make things that look as good as the tracks in the game, but you can't quite do that here. Obviously games like Mod Nation Racers on PlayStation 3 and the Little Big Planet Kart Racer already did let you make environments and even place all kinds of environmental hazards. This editor doesn't let you do that, it just lets you do a track layout. But even so, it's not too bad, it's still pretty full featured, as you'll see. So let's make a track and see what features there are. First off, you need to choose a starting segment, which features the gates that drop down at the start of each race and release the bikes. There are several of these start areas to choose from, but it's important to leave some space at the side of it, at least on one side, and you'll see why in a minute. After you've chosen your start line, then you can place corners of varying severity and choose whether to have corners without banking or even ones with jumps in the middle of them, which is really cool. You can also place straights of pretty much any length you like by combining short and long segments, and of course there are plenty of jumps to put in there as well as some special sections of track like water splashes, although for some reason my water splashes never seem to have water in them. Weird. At any time, you can change the camera to see a 3D view of the course in the editor itself, but if that's not enough to give you an idea of how it's going to play, you can just take 30 seconds or so to load in the textures and take a bike around it as if it's in the game itself. You can do this before it's finished, which is really cool, but it becomes very evident that track design is a real art form, and you'll soon discover that what looked good on paper doesn't necessarily play so well. Or you might find that the best element of your track, like my jump here that leads into a hairpin, is actually so amazing and so fun when you get it right, it makes the rest of the track look really bland. So suffice to say, you could spend hours perfecting your creations in this mode. You can make the track snake around as much as you like, and it's certainly versatile in terms of the types of corners you've got, but a word of warning, while it's tempting to make a really intricate section of tight turns with bumps, it can sometimes prove a little too much for the game engine to process when it's all in the same frame, causing some rather severe slowdown. Look, it's like a flicker book here. The Unreal Engine 4 actually does a really good job of running the rest of the game solidly, so perhaps it would be wise to simplify the geometry of your track if this happens, just a little bit in your custom creation to keep the gameplay experience smooth, because you do want people to have a good time. Once you're satisfied with the circuit, you just need to place a finish line, which logically should be near the end of the lap that you've created, and then link the remaining track back up with the start area by overlapping it into the coloured segment. When it all looks good, just push the button to finalise your track and ask the computer to validate it. This sends out an AI bike around your track at a moderately sedate rate, and if it can complete it, then it says yes, this is a valid track, and then you're good to go, which means that you can then name it and share it with the world. Do feel free to share the names of your tracks in the comments. Thanks so much for watching this video, and please do check out my review of the full game too by clicking this link up here. You also notice that there's links to other gaming videos, and do check out the rest of my channel because I've got lots of stuff on there, not just games, also music, vlogs and more. So thanks so much for watching, I'll see you again soon. Cheers.